wanted to make a video talking about a book called Lies My Teachers Told Me, and another book called Everything You've Been Taught Is Wrong, and then there's another book called Dumbing Us Down. So I thought that you might find it interesting to note that in school they don't teach us anything that might offend us. So when the Cowboys came across the United States of America, or even when the Spanish first got here and everything, like Columbus, they were all just like raping and pillaging and just doing whatever they wanted, taking all the gold they can, whatever the importance of gold is, right? I guess people want it. So that's probably why the Bible says we shouldn't covet, right? So in school they don't teach us anything. I mean, they teach us just the most dumbed down version of history that they can give us. You know, they don't really spend a lot of time explaining how Columbus was chopping off people's arms and just completely raping and pillaging and everything they could just to, you know, for the almighty dollar, right? Well, they didn't have dollars back then, but they were definitely looking for gold. So much so that they have like some legends where the Indians said, like, this is the white man's God, you know, let's throw it into the river, right? Or this is their people's God, let's throw it in the river. So the thing is it's really is a form of prejudice, because they prejudge the fact that they don't think that we're capable of handling the truth, you know. And that if you think, they also think that if they did give us the truth, we'd probably be really upset. And the thing is it would be upsetting, you know. Like there was one story where an Indian was actually chased, a group of Indians, they were chased down by the Cowboys, and they shot all the men, you know, and they did the typical thing. They raped all the women, and they call them squaws, which is a derogatory term. And they just, the only thing that made this account memorable, by the way, because they did it all the time, things like this, was the fact that the Indian woman put sand in her vagina to try to keep the guys from raping her. So, I mean, they just killed millions, like millions of Indians, you know. They make it sound, when they teach us in history, like, oh, there was 5 or 6 guys over here, like, drumming with sticks or something on a rock, you know. But the fact is, they had culture, they were very great hunters, and they knew how to live. They knew how to live off the land. It's awesome. A lot of people didn't even like the way their culture was once they saw the Indians and wanted to run off with them because the Indians were so awesome. But so then after they kill all the Indians, that opens up the North Atlantic slave trade. And now that they had raped and molested and killed all the Indians, now we can get some slaves in there, right? Because that's exactly what happened. That's what opened up the ability to get a bunch of people from Africa to come and work the land that we stole. And contrary to the things that people have been taught about the Pilgrims landing here first, you know, well, anyways, the first civilizations really started coming from the West, and because the Spanish were occupying over there in the West, and so the lie that over here in the East, like Plymouth Rock and all that, that's just Eurocentricity. So the Indians are trying to get them ethnocentricitalized, if that's a word, but you know, they're just trying to change their way of life, and so they can get them to think how they want. They need to be civilized. And there's another lie, is that civilization is better than coexisting with nature, is the idea. And how hard it's been for industrialized nations to learn that is completely insane. You know, they're going to build this nuclear power, and they're going to build all of these plants that are dumping pollution everywhere, and they can pay off the government to do it. And, you know, it's funny because it's like, even like with the idea of prejudice, it's like the prejudice is a bad thing, of course, when it's in the aspect of hate. But like, the thing is God has prejudged a peculiar people, that they're going to live holy and righteous before Him. So prejudice could actually be a good thing if it was like with love and wisdom, and but when people experience it on planet Earth, it's hate. Like being a Christian, I experience prejudice all the time. I mean, as soon as you tell someone you're a Christian, they're gonna look at you crazy because they know the implications is things like they shouldn't be drinking and just having sex with whoever they want. They shouldn't be doing drugs. They should be living holy and righteous before God, right? So certainly people prejudge. Prejudice is just a part of life, but it doesn't have to be prejudice that's in the framework of hate. And I mean, that's the thing. When you go to school, they've already prejudged that you're not smart enough to handle the truth, that Columbus was a pedophile and his little followers were, and they just were banging 8- and 9-year-olds for some gold. So it's like, what does all of this have to do with anything? It has to do with life today. We experience prejudice today just because, and it's not even based off of like skin color. It's based off of ideas, you know, like people, that's what started prejudice in the first place, right? Is ideas. I mean, a person with like black skin, yellow skin, and red skin, that has nothing to do with anything. What it is ideas. The idea that, hey, I'm a certain color and I have a certain thing about me that is great and everything else is kind of bad. And I mean, that's day-to-day life. If you're not experiencing prejudice, you're zoned out. You're just trying to compromise with everybody, and they don't even like you. So what all of this means is that it's like justice. Justice is something that you have to pay for. If you don't pay for justice, you're not getting any, because justice is only as good as how much money you have to buy justice. So what I'm just saying all this because I'm going to do some videos on those, just with those ideas in mind. So keep those ideas in mind. Like I said, lies my teacher told me. Everything you've been taught is wrong, and dumbing us down just to kind of help you understand the reality that we live in. And I hope that this video helps. And thank you for listening, and I hope you understand a little bit more now about prejudice and justice and just some of those shades of meaning that they have besides all the negative things that you've heard about them. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. All right, bye.